There is a lineup card. It lists 9 names. Name number 1, batting leadoff, Shohei Ohtani. And then on a separate sheet, the pitcher's card, name number 1 again, Shohei Ohtani, starting pitcher. That is the reality of what happened at Dodger Stadium on Wednesday, May 28, 2026. One man walked to the batter's box in the top half of the first inning as a hitter, crushed a leadoff home run, then crossed the foul line minutes later to stand on the mound as a starting pitcher, and proceeded to not allow a single hit over the next 6 full innings. The Los Angeles Dodgers defeated the visiting Colorado Rockies 4-1, extending their winning streak to 5 consecutive games and completing a 3-game sweep of the series. This was not a fluke performance. It was not an accident of circumstance or the product of a weak opponent having an off night. It was, in the truest sense of the phrase, one man carrying a team on both ends of the baseball, and doing so in the same game at the same time, in a way that no other player on earth is even remotely positioned to replicate. The game had not yet been played for one full plate appearance when Shohei Ohtani made his statement. Standing in against Rockies starter Tomoyuki Sugano, Ohtani was in the leadoff spot, the first batter of the night. He had been in this position before. He knew exactly what it meant to set the tone before anyone else in the lineup had touched a bat. He hit a home run just like that, leadoff shot, Dodgers 1, Rockies 0. Then mere minutes later, Freddie Freeman also went deep in the opening inning, extending the lead to 2-0 before Colorado had even recorded an out on a fence. The Dodgers had punched the Rockies square in the face before the crowd had fully settled into its seats. What makes Ohtani's leadoff homer here even more significant is the context of the moment. This was his second consecutive pitching start in which he also homered as the leadoff hitter. 1 week earlier, on May 20, 2026, Ohtani had returned to full two-way duties for the first time in 4 weeks against the San Diego Padres, hitting a home run on the very first pitch of that game, a 398-foot drive to center field off Randy Vasquez, and then throwing 5 innings of 3-hit ball in a 4-0 Los Angeles victory. Back-to-back two-way starts, back-to-back leadoff homers. This is a player who is not slowing down, he is accelerating. It is worth pausing to understand the historical weight of what Ohtani has accomplished. According to MLB records, Ohtani became the first pitcher in MLB history to hit a leadoff home run during the regular season when he did it against the Padres on May 20. He had previously accomplished the feat in the 2025 NLCS Game 4 against the Milwaukee Brewers, a postseason game in which he started pitching, struck out 3 batters in the first inning, and then walked to the plate to hit a home run as the leadoff hitter. The combination of leading off and starting on the mound is something that had simply never been done before Ohtani. He has now done it multiple times. After that game against the Padres, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts offered a characteristically direct assessment. I think that he's very mindful of everything that's said about him, and at times he uses that as motivation to prove people wrong that he can do something. Here is where the story becomes genuinely gripping. Shohei Ohtani did not allow a hit over 6 innings. He threw 99 pitches. He struck out 7 batters. He held the Colorado Rockies, a lineup that was capable of scoring, completely hitless through the first 6 innings of a Major League Baseball game. But here is the detail that elevates this performance from merely impressive to legitimately dramatic. Ohtani was not sharp with his command. He walked 4 batters. He hit another batter with a pitch a hit batsman added on top of 4 walks. So in a game where he allowed 0 hits through 6 innings, he also put 5 base runners on via walks and a plunking. That means Ohtani was pitching with men on base throughout the game, navigating himself out of trouble inning after inning, while simultaneously preserving a no-hitter with 0 margin for error on the balls that were actually put in play against him. This is the part of the story that the box score alone does not fully tell. A clean, dominant no-hitter is one thing. A gritty, strained, messy near no-hitter where the pitcher walks batters and still refuses to surrender a hit is something else entirely. It is the story of elite stuff meeting iron will. Ohtani had enough power on his pitches to render the bat contact irrelevant even when his location was not pinpoint, and for 6 innings the Rockies could not find the barrel. Ohtani improved his record to 5-2 on the season with the performance. His ERA, which had been a microscopic 0.73 heading into this start after the Padres game, reflects a pitcher who has been one of the most dominant arms in baseball in 2026. The Rockies were not entirely powerless. They manufactured a run because in Major League Baseball no one gives up without trying. In the 4th inning, Colorado scored its lone run of the night on a groundout by Willie Castro, cutting the Dodgers' lead to 2-1. For a brief window, the visiting team had life. The no-hit bid was still intact. The run came without a hit, meaning a combination of a walk, a base runner, and a productive groundout, but the scoreboard had narrowed. The Dodgers answered immediately. In their half of the 4th inning, Alex Call delivered an RBI single, restoring the 2-run cushion and pushing the score to 3-1. Call's contribution was understated in the box score but critical in terms of protecting Ohtani's lead. The Dodgers did not allow their opponent's only moment of offense to carry psychological weight. They responded at bat. Call also made one of the three defensive highlights the Dodgers produced in this game, executing a diving catch in right field in the second inning that demonstrated the complete game Los Angeles was playing. On a night when Ohtani was on the mound and the pitching performance demanded support, the Dodgers' defense delivered it. There was a subplot to this game that deserves its own dedicated attention, because it is not the kind of thing that happens often in Major League Baseball, and it carries cultural and historical weight that extends far beyond the box score. Tomoyuki Sugano started for the Colorado Rockies. He is a Japanese-born pitcher who has had a distinguished career across both Nippon professional baseball and the major leagues. On this particular Wednesday in Los Angeles, he stood across the diamond from Shohei Ohtani, also Japanese-born, also a pitcher, in what amounted to a duel between two Japanese starters on an MLB mound. Sugano entered the game at 4-3 with an ERA of 3.86. He lasted 4-2-3 innings, giving up 3 runs on 6 hits, striking out 3 and walking 1. By the standard of the game's final result, he was outpitched clearly. But Sugano's presence in this matchup elevated what could have been a routine mid-season game into something with international resonance. This is the kind of game that fans in Japan follow closely, where both the pitcher of record for the winning team and the opposing starter carry Japanese flags in their biographies. Both men arrived in American baseball through different paths and different eras, but on May 28, 2026 they shared the same diamond. Ohtani won the duel decisively. It is also worth noting that going into this game, Sugano's record was labeled 4-4 by the end of the night, absorbing the loss against one of baseball's most dominant performers. Ohtani's night ended after 6 innings and 99 pitches. The no-hitter was intact. The Dodgers led 3-1. The job was not yet finished. Will Klein entered in relief and continued the no-hit effort, retiring the Rockies in order in the 7th inning. Through 7 complete innings, Colorado had still not recorded a single hit. The crowd at Dodger Stadium was aware of what was happening. The building was alive with the particular electricity that only a no-hitter can generate, a kind of collective holding of breath. Then in the 8th inning with 2 outs, Tanner Scott was on the mound for Los Angeles when Tyler Freeman singled to right field. The combined no-hitter was over. Colorado's first and only hit of the game came in the 8th inning with 2 outs. The Rockies had been held without a hit for 7+ innings on a combined effort by Ohtani, Klein, and Scott. The final out of the game was handled by Kyle Hurt, who came in and threw a perfect 9th inning, recording 3 consecutive outs without allowing a base runner. It was Hurt's first career save. The Dodgers recorded a combined 1-hitter. And before Hurt closed the door, Andy Pages had already put the game firmly out of reach. In the 8th inning, Pages hit a home run, his 13th of the season and his 3rd home run in his past 4 games, to make it 4-1 Dodgers. Pages had been on a productive stretch, and this home run removed any remaining anxiety about the game's outcome. The final score was 4-1. The winning streak was 5 games. The 3-game sweep of the Colorado Rockies was complete. Los Angeles had now won 12 of their last 14 games overall, a run of form that has placed them at the forefront of the National League standings. The Rockies, by contrast, extended their own losing streak to 5 consecutive losses, compounding the damage of a season that has been difficult from the start. The power display was particularly notable in this series. Los Angeles hit 8 home runs in the final 2 games of the series alone. On Tuesday night, the day before Ohtani's pitching start, the Dodgers had erupted for 15 runs in a blowout victory. Mookie Betts homered twice in that game, driving in 5 runs. Kike Hernandez, Andy Pages, and Will Smith also went deep in a performance that featured 17 hits. That game was bookended by this one, a tighter, more surgical, more Ohtani-defined victory. Together, the 2 games illustrated what the 2026 Dodgers are capable of: massive offensive outbursts on one night and pitching dominant, disciplined wins on the next. At this point, the case for Shohei Ohtani as the most unique player in the modern era of baseball requires almost no argument. The numbers and the acts speak without interpretation. He is a 4-time MVP. He hit 55 home runs in 2025 during the regular season. He helped lead the Dodgers to back-to-back World Series championships. In the 2025 NLCS Game 4 against the Brewers, he struck out 3 batters in the first inning, then hit a home run as the leadoff hitter, and then later hit his 3rd home run of the night in the 7th inning after finishing 6 scoreless innings with 10 strikeouts, one of the most complete individual postseason performances in MLB history. And now, in 2026, he has come back from a brief stretch of being used only as a pitcher, not hitting in games, and responded by hitting a leadoff home run in consecutive pitching starts, first against the Padres on May 20 and then against the Rockies on May 28. In the latter, he threw 6 hitless innings to go along with it. What makes the command struggles in this game against Colorado so important to the narrative is that they prove Ohtani is not operating from a place of effortless invincibility. He walked 4 batters. He hit a batter with a pitch. The no-hitter was preserved not because everything was perfect, but because when the Rockies put the bat on the ball, Ohtani's stuff was too good to be turned into a hit. That distinction matters. It means the performance was earned under difficulty, not gifted by circumstances. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts had been managing Ohtani's workload carefully throughout the 2026 season, and before Tuesday's game he confirmed that Ohtani would both hit and pitch for the second consecutive week. The decision paid off in the most emphatic way possible. It is worth acknowledging, as a matter of factual record, the position the Colorado Rockies occupy in this story. They entered this series as the last-place team in their division and have struggled throughout the 2026 season. Their losses in this series were part of a 5-game losing streak. They were swept in 3 games by one of the deepest rosters in baseball, and on Wednesday their best pitcher Tomoyuki Sugano, who came in with a respectable 3.86 ERA, could not prevent 3 runs over 4.23 innings. Their offense recorded exactly 1 hit in 9 innings of play. Against a lineup anchored by Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, and Andy Pages, a single hit in 9 innings amounts to a total shutdown. The Rockies' lone run, the Willie Castro groundout in the 4th, was the product of base runners created by Ohtani's command issues rather than anything Colorado imposed through hitting. Their offense was, in practical terms, neutralized for the entirety of the contest. What this game will be remembered for is not any single moment in isolation. It will be remembered for the complete picture: the leadoff home run before the first out was recorded, and then 6 innings of hitless pitching by the same man. It is a 2-act performance where both acts belong to one individual and both acts ended in the Dodgers' favor. Shohei Ohtani did not merely contribute to this victory. He built it from the ground up, from the first pitch of the night to the final out of his mound appearance, and the Dodgers did the rest. That is what carrying a team looks like, not metaphorically, but in the most literal, statistical, and documented way that baseball allows.